In the Low Lift Club, we believe growing your business with YouTube should not be complicated. Today, I am so excited to share Brianca's story. She's a founding member who launched her channel in record time by following our simple step-by-step process. As a personal brand strategist who helps professionals package their expertise into profitable businesses, Brianca knew she needed a long-form content strategy that would be searchable and bring in consistent leads. What's incredible is that with just 2 published videos, YouTube became her second highest source of web traffic. In this success story, you'll discover how she launched her channel faster than our 90-day roadmap, why she chose YouTube as her long-form content platform, her experience with our step-by-step curriculum, and how she overcame her initial video editing concerns. Let's dive into the conversation with Brianca and learn how she's leveraging YouTube for her business. Today, we are joined with the amazing Brianca Kirkman, an amazing member of the Low Lift Club, and we're going to talk about her experience so far to hopefully give everyone some insight of like the behind the scenes goings on of what happens inside the Low Lift Club. Brianca, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing amazing.
Love to hear it.
For people who don't know who you are and what you do you mind giving people a understanding of that and like what offers do you sell so that they can kind of get an idea of just how your business model is?
So my name is Brianca Kirkman. I am the founder and CEO of Brianca Johnson and Company. What we do is we help professionals package their expertise into profitable personal brands that run 24/7. I work primarily as a personal brand strategist and a marketing consultant. And I work with students, businesses, and also professional women who are transitioning from a corporate role, whether they are a mid to a senior level manager, an executive, VP, etc. I help them transition from working in that role to running their own coaching or consulting business. I've been doing this work for a little over 11 years. And I work primarily either through my Clarity to Coins offer, which is a monthly consulting program, or I help clients as their marketing strategist and consultant, but I also offer personal branding trainings to universities, organizations, and companies where they have sales teams.
You have very, very diverse offers, right? That really fit all of your people in your audience, which is really, really great. And so when we're thinking about you wanting to add YouTube into your like marketing strategy, right? You are a marketer, you know these things, you know what I'm saying? YouTube comes into play. What was one of the reasons why you wanted to pursue YouTube as part of your business strategy?
So one of the things that I teach my clients is that in order to grow your business at scale, you really need to hit a threshold of a certain number of people learning about your business, engaging with your business, and ultimately just like knowing who you are each and every month. One of the things I always tell them is that I think that short form content like Instagram and TikTok and things like that, they have a lower shelf life. And so I really like to prioritize having a short community-based platform like Instagram or like TikTok, LinkedIn, things like that. But I also firmly believe in having a long form strategy as well, and also something that is really rooted and based in SEO. So whether that's having a blog or that's having Pinterest or that's having YouTube, I really believe that in order to grow, you have to have content that is searchable and indexed by Google. And I know that YouTube is like the second fastest growing search engine platform. Plus also, I really like to run my mouth. I like to talk about marketing. And so I wanted a platform where I could do that and while also serving. And I think that it's a little more challenging to do that with short form content because it's just like popcorn. It's like microwave society. Although my business does serve multiple different audiences, the premise of what we do for all these audiences is the same. It's either personal branding or employer branding. And so when I'm thinking about where people are going for trusted resources or trusted information about these things, they're not looking on Instagram, they're looking on Pinterest, they're looking on YouTube, they're looking on Google. And so just knowing who my audience was, I knew where I needed to show up, but I also knew that I wanted a very simple, a very targeted, a very efficient process for doing that.
After knowing all of that, and you heard about the Low Lift Club, did you have any like main like concerns or hesitations about starting your channel for your business, even though you know that you are thinking about it being an option for you? Were there any like concerns that you had about starting a channel?
No, so I'm actually a founding member. So I was a part of the Low Lift Club when it first launched. So I already knew that the strategies inside of the membership were proven and that they were taught in the way of like how I receive and how I learn content. And I knew that it was the next best step, because one of the reasons why I struggled with YouTube in the beginning is because I was really trying to get clear on my business and on my offers and what the messaging was. Like when I first joined Low Lift, I was doing what I'm doing now, but I didn't quite have the language for it and have the strategy for it. And so once I unlocked that level of clarity, it was like, okay, now I know exactly what the next best step is. And so I just was like, this is a no-brainer.
Yes, period. Period. No brainer.
Period.
Speaking of no brainers, and like you're like, okay, I'm committing to doing this. Let's talk about how quickly, honey, you launched this channel.
Out of there.
So in case you guys are like very, very new to this whole thing, we have a roadmap that is about a 90-day roadmap to get people, you know, comfortable with setting up the channel, creating the content strategy, and launching it. And of course, the 90-day roadmap can be collapsed. And yours truly, Brianca, was able to do that. And so do you mind, Brianca, walking me through how you were able to so quickly launch your channel with the Low Lift Club's support?
Yes. I mean, I tell Jamar this all the time. If you can watch a video and follow directions, it's literally that simple. Like, truly. If you can just watch the video and do what it tells you to do, you will be successful. It is as simple as that. And so when I think about like how quickly I did it, I think it's less about me being super special and more about like the curriculum being so step by step. And I also think that like I made no excuses. It was like I made the investment and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get a return on my investment. I trust myself to do that. So now that I've paid my money, let me go do what needs to be done, because I want to see it work for myself. If you can watch a video and you can do what the video is telling you to do, you can be successful.
So you were able to literally just execute it. So what you're saying is that although this is a 90-day map for people, it's actually designed for it to be way quicker. Would you say
Agreed. I think that you're gonna get out of it what you put into it. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that I spent multiple hours. Like I think the longest video, and it's like only one, is like 22 minutes. I was just following the steps. You said do a thing, I did the thing. You said yada yada. I don't even think that I had any questions while I was going through the curriculum. I was just watching the video, doing what it told me to do, and moving on very quickly.
You were a silent member. Like when you joined, and then I got like the first feedback loop, and I was like, oh shoot, no questions. And then the next one like came quickly after, and I was like, oh wow, there's literally, you have no questions at all. You didn't get stuck or anything. So you were really, really going through it. And so, speaking of the feedback loops now, how did you feel that experience was on like getting those, of having the feedback loops at the end of the modules that you went through?
Yeah, I really like that, because it was like before I moved on to the next thing. I had proof that whatever I had conjured up on my own was on the right track, or this is how I could do it better. As an example, I remember when I submitted my lead magnet, and I'm an over teacher. I'm the kind of person who, like, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do a thing, all 100 steps, like yada yada yada. And I remember I submitted my lead magnet, and you were like, "Friend, this 30-page document is crazy." Like, absolutely not. And you like ripped it to shreds. And I did not argue. I was not like going back and forth. I wasn't like, I'm like, I paid for an expert to make this process simpler for me. I paid someone that I trusted, and so I trusted your expertise. What you said do, I did, and it worked. It made it easier for me, because I think that sometimes the hardest person to market for as a marketer is yourself. It's very hard to get out of all of your overthinking, and these are the 15 different ways that you could do it, and understanding what's best for yourself. And so it's like I paid someone who I trusted, who I knew would be like, let's cut out all this foolishness, we're going to do this, and we're going to move on. And I feel like because I trusted that, and I was like, all right, I'm removing the ego from this, I'm removing like my emotions from this, I'm following a proven system, let's get her done. I think that that made it much easier for me, and simpler for me, to continue throughout the steps. But then I also think that the feedback loops also helped as like a momentum builder. Like, okay, I submitted this, I completed a thing, now I can move on to the next. And as like someone who has like ADHD, those like quick wins, those small wins are so important. And so I really like that process. There is no ambiguity in the membership. You know exactly what is going to happen next. You know exactly what to expect, what the process is, like everything. That also gave me like more confidence to just like continue.
I do want to say, I think that that was like such an exciting part of working with you about this, because not because yes, we did the feedback loop, which was like you submitted it and I gave some feedback, and I did the video, I sent it out. We were continually working on this thing.
Yes, we refined it. Like, we took it from like 30 pages to like 5. Like,
Yes, and like that's the stuff to where I'm like, man, that makes, to me, I think that makes such a difference in setting you up for success. And would you say that like having that type of support like would make it so that you feel more confident in moving into the next step?
for sure. Because I think that I always say, like, when it comes to my clients or it comes to my members, like, I have the answers very quickly. I'm like, this is what we're going to do. Let's get her done. But I feel like when it comes to myself, I will overthink it into oblivion, or I will be like, let me add all of these other things to make it super valuable, because a lot of the things that I'm teaching are very simple and very basic to me. And I have a hard time keeping it simple and keeping it basic, because sometimes I inflate this idea that simple and basic is not valuable. And so it was really nice to come into a space where, one, I trusted you to be the expert, but also me asking for help, or me asking a question, or me not come, there was no expectation that I came with a thing fully baked and perfect. Like, even though you and I have our own like friendship and relationship, and you know me, like that I'm highly intelligent and I'm smart. I feel like sometimes when you enter into those spaces where you're going from a friend, or you're going from a colleague, or you're going from someone who they have worked with you in whatever capacity, into now being a client of theirs, or a customer of theirs, or a member in their program, they don't treat you with the same respect as all the other members. They treat you like an expert. They treat you like you should already have this answer. You should already know this. And there was none of that. There was no like criticism. Constructive criticism is a part of what you pay for. So I think that like if you struggle with that, then burn. I don't know. There was no like judgment. There was no expectation that like I'm paying you and I should still already have all of the answers. And for me, that was most valuable because I really wanted someone who could help me cut out the overthink, cut out the fluff, and be like, this is what we're going to do. So that way I could proceed forward.
Yes, I'm so happy that you felt that way throughout that whole process because we go back. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Period.
you know what I'm saying? But when you log into the Low Lift Club, honey, you are my client. And
Thank you.
I am trying to make sure that we get the bag together. You
Thank
know?
you. I appreciate that.
Yes, shoot. So, like, yes, you are very, very smart and you are capable of doing amazing things. But you also trust me to tell you or to give you strategic advice in this realm of YouTube. And so that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm so happy that you felt safe in that moment.
I did. Thank you. I really did. Truly.
Yeah. Girl.
Mhm.
So I am going to go to your onboarding form. And there was something that you mentioned in the form that I want to bring up right now. Because one of the things that I asked in the form is what's one specific area you feel least confident in right now? And you wrote video editing and what I'll say in the video. So that was Brianca when she first started the Low Lift Club. Brianca that has been in the club and has launched her channel. How do you feel about video editing now with the resources that we have inside the club and like what to say inside the video?
Yeah, so you recently released the editing module, and baby, I edited this last video.
You edited it down, okay?
Please add the link to this video because I need y'all to know that I took it so far.
You did so good.
Thank you. But the video editing course is like, again, if you can watch a video and you can follow directions, you can edit the video. Like, I feel like you made it so simple, whereas I really thought that I was gonna have to be like in video premiere and like doing all these things, and I don't, like right as it stands now, I have 2 videos that are recorded that are basic edited. Because I did realize like I'm really not a graphic designer, so like I need to pay the graphic designer to give me these elements so that way I can move on and it can look like my brand. Because one thing I have noticed is that like I'm particular about my aesthetic. I'm very particular about my brand. And so even though I edited the video, I realized that like I didn't like the elements that I created. But I feel like it empowered me to know like, okay, I can pay the person who creates the elements to create the elements, and I could pop these bad boys in this video and I could move on. And that really meant a lot to me because I feel like sometimes when you're going into something new and you don't have a framework and you don't have a roadmap, it's easy to be overwhelmed and to feel like, dang, I can't do this. This is going to be so hard. But I feel like you made it so simple that I feel like even now I'm thinking of like, okay, how can I take this up a notch? How can I, like, I feel like I'm able to like step more into like the creativity because like now I understand the basics. That was important for me. As far as what to talk about in the on the screen, the scripting lesson that you have, it made that super simple. And I'm not gonna hold you, I use a teleprompter because the way that I will be in this video talking about God knows what is crazy. And so I use a teleprompter and I like it. But what I've even started to do now is like I realized that I was using a teleprompter because I was nervous or I was, not as confident because I'm doing something that is new. Versus like now I find myself pausing a teleprompter to go off on a tangent or to talk about a thing and know that it's okay. And also realizing that like I have so much to say. Like I actually could run my mouth forever. And I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, I want to just tell the camera my thoughts about this thing, and I'm not really necessarily concerned with it being perfect. I'm more so concerned with like, am I getting my point across? Am I talking about this in a true and authentic manner? Can somebody take something away from this? What are the gems that are coming from what it is that I have to say. And now I'm even thinking about, okay, how can I create YouTube videos where I'm sharing my screen or I'm doing da 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 yada yada yada, like different things like that. Yeah, so I say that to say that, like, what I completed that onboarding form at the beginning of December. It's the beginning of February, and I don't feel that way at all anymore.
I'm so happy because you are rocking and rolling. The fact that you're like, even in this interview, your mind is going on different things that you can do now
Mm-hmm.
because you just started, you just did the thing, right? You just put out the first video, and then now you're like,
No,
okay.
I got 2 videos
Oh yeah,
out.
sorry. You got your 2 videos out, you know what I'm saying? And now you know, okay, I like this, I don't like this, I need help with this. Like you get to pinpoint what
Mm-hmm.
part of support you need.
Exactly.
And I just always say that like you wouldn't know what you really need until you start the thing.
The most clarity comes in the doing.
Hmm.
And I think that sometimes, like, people want to skip the doing to get to the clarity, but it's impossible. You got to do the the thing, you got to put your reps in, and the more that you do that, the more confident you will feel.
Hmm.
And sometimes putting your reps in is the hardest thing, which I think is like the best thing about low lift, because baby, if you could watch a video and do what the video say, like, you could put your reps in.
Look, that's one thing. Look, the way that I will record a video and make a guide,
Baby,
okay, and a guide, and a
hello.
PDF guide, okay?
Because the way that I was like, so I love this curriculum, but I would really like a checklist. And I received a checklist the next day is crazy. And if you think that I did not print that checklist out so I could be like, did this, did this, did this, did this. All right, we're ready to schedule. Like,
And oh my gosh, that's such another point, Brianca. You're just bringing up this stuff, and I'm like, hold on, we got to get this down because, like, while you're in the program, can you talk about like more to because I feel like that's such a great example of being heard
mhm.
and asking for the support that you need and like getting served it, like getting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I will say, like, I'm not a needy member. I'm not the most active in the membership. I'm not the person who's like always with a question. But every single question that I have asked has been addressed. Every like need that I have been like, oh, this could make this process easier for me, or I don't quite understand this, or even to the point that like we said, like, we go back, we're friends, we have each other's phone number, like, we're friends. And last night I'm in the membership because I'm working late, and I'm like, hey, I didn't get tagged in this video. Like, where can I find it? And Jamar's like, I already tagged you. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I go watch it, and now I'm in the thread asking questions, and it's 9 o'clock at night, and he's messaging me back, and I had to tell him, like, please get out of low lift. Like, I can wait until the morning. Like, stop replying to me. I feel like it's a testament to like how much you care about the members and like how supportive you are, that I feel like even sometimes, like, you need a reminder, like, hey, you deserve rest, and you deserve a break, and you deserve to follow the rules that you have implemented for everyone else. But I think that, like, you just care so much, and you want to, like, make sure that we have everything that we need, and that we can be as successful as we want to be and as we desire to be. But I think that the one thing that I really want people to take away from low lift is that, like, you got to show up for yourself. Like, you cannot do the work for anybody. And I think that one of the reasons why I have been as successful is because, like YouTube is like number 2 on the list of like what's driving traffic to my website at this point. And I've only published 2 videos. And so, but it's like I show up for myself. Like, I'm doing the work, and then as a result of doing that work, I'm able to know what I need and to ask questions, and then you're able to meet that need. Not because I'm sitting there waiting on you to hold my hand or hold me accountable. Like, all of that is foolish. In my opinion, it's like I need to trust that if I have a question, you will give me an answer. I need to trust that if I know how to do something, you will tell me how to do it. I don't need you to hold my hand. I don't need you to hold me accountable. I don't need you to coddle me or anything like that. I just need you to meet the promise. And I feel like you far above and exceed that in value.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have like this final question for you. What would you say to someone who's considering joining the Lift Club, but they're feeling hesitant about joining? Maybe it's the time commitment, capacity, fear of all the things. What would you say to them about joining the Low Lift Club?
Friend, it's always gonna be something, truly. But I think that if YouTube is a priority for you and you're willing to dedicate, even if it's an hour a week, there really is no other excuse. But if it's a priority for you and you have an hour a week, there's no reason for you not to join. Like, literally, like, Jamar is not asking you to record 15 videos in a week. He's not asking you to, hell, can I say hell? He not, whatever. He not even asking you to record one video a week. Like, I batch record my videos. My videos are not an hour. My videos are like 13 minutes. I record the videos in the same day. And literally, I be having on the same pants and I be changing the top. Like, if you want an excuse, you'll find one. But if you want support and you want community and you want help and you want a roadmap and you want a simple process that you can follow with your eyes closed, the community, the club is there for you.
Brianca said, look, just get in here. Just get in here. If you want to do it, honey, just get up in here. Okay? And roll around. Like, there is a link around this video somewhere. Okay, honey?
Hello. That's all I got. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Brianca, this has been so great. I appreciate you and your support like so freaking much. It's been such a joy to have you in the club and to really be this like strategic partner with you throughout this entire like journey. And like we are just getting started, honey.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen. Because literally, the way I'm like, how do I use YouTube to launch? How do I record videos about my membership on? Like, I feel like you've now become like kind of what we were talking about on Threads. Like, I don't see you as a coach. I feel like that kind of diminishes like who you are. I do see you as like a consultant. I see you as a strategic partner. I see you as someone who I'm like, okay, here's my wild, crazy idea. How do I bring this to life? Like, baby, when I tell you my next crazy idea, you're gonna be like, get this girl out my club. But you know, I really value like what you do inside of Low Lift, and even to the point that I think like it's made me better in my membership. Well, I'm changing it. It's no longer a membership, but it's made me better in how I approach, how I teach launching, and how I teach building a personal brand, making it more step by step, because I realize like that's how I like to learn. But I think that when you're taught how to create curriculum, that's not how you're taught to teach it, you know? And so it's just creme de la creme.
And there you have it. As you heard from Brianca, getting started with YouTube doesn't have to be overwhelming, especially when you're in the Low Lift Club. And in the club, you're going to get the same step-by-step system, strategic support, and resources that helped her launch her channel and start driving traffic to her business. If you're ready to make YouTube work for your business, go ahead and click that link below to learn more about joining the Low Lift Club. You're going to get access to the complete roadmap, monthly channel audits, and strategic support to help you launch your channel, build consistency, and turn your viewers into leads. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the Low Lift Club. Bye-bye.